Dora the Explorer is blind, Popeye's spinach is a drug, Phineas and Ferb already dead, Courage the Cowardly Dog is living peaceful life. These mind-blowing fan theories will completely change the way you see these shows. Let's break down all these crazy fan theories. Courage the Cowardly Dog sees the world as a horror movie. This theory suggests that Courage the Cowardly Dog doesn't take place in a terrifying world, rather. The world seems scary because it's seen from a small dog's perspective. Muriel and Eustace live in the middle of nowhere because Courage is always kept at home. Many dogs don't travel far, so their world feels small. Visitors seem like monsters because dogs don't understand humans the way we do. Strangers, repairmen, and even friendly neighbors could seem terrifying when viewed through Courage's frightened eyes. His fear makes everything exaggerated. A simple vet visit could feel like a life-or-death situation. Just like when Courage goes on insane, creepy adventures, Eustace looks much meaner than he is to Courage. Eustace's grumpy behavior might feel like real danger, even though he's just an old man who likes to scare him with a mask. So instead of living in a supernatural nightmare, Courage is just a regular dog seeing the world in the most dramatic way possible. Bikini Bottom is the result of nuclear testing. This theory is based on the fact that SpongeBob SquarePants takes place in Bikini Bottom, which sounds a lot like Bikini Atoll, a real-life site where the US conducted nuclear bomb tests in the 1940s and 1950s. Some fans believe the explosion of nuclear weapons led to mutations in the sea creatures, turning them into the talking, human-like characters we see in the show. SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and the others are all mutated sea creatures. Their bizarre personalities and human-like behaviors could be a result of radiation exposure. Mr. Krabs and Pearl's relationship is weird. Mr. Krabs is a crab, but his daughter, Pearl, is a whale. Could this be due to genetic mutations caused by radiation? The town is full of human-like objects. Bikini Bottom has boats that act as cars, houses that resemble land-based objects, and restaurants like the Krusty Krab, which suggests remnants of human influence. Maybe it's built from the wreckage of old ships destroyed in nuclear testing. If this theory is true, then SpongeBob and his friends are not just quirky sea creatures, they are the eerie result of nuclear experimentation. Dora the Explorer is actually blind. Some fans think Dora isn't just an explorer, she's actually a blind girl who navigates the world with help from her friends. Dora constantly asks the audience to point out objects, even when they're right in front of her. A fully sighted person wouldn't need that much guidance. Boots, her best friend, might be her service animal. He helps her get around and describes things she can't see. The talking map and backpack act as accessibility tools, similar to how visually impaired people use voice navigation or touch-based tools to identify items. Dora's world is bright and colorful but has simple, flat designs. This could be how she imagines the world based on descriptions, rather than actual sight. She never reacts to visual threats. She doesn't know to swipe her unless someone warns her, which makes sense if she's blind. This theory suggests that Dora the Explorer isn't just about adventure, it's about overcoming challenges and learning to navigate the world in a unique way. Scooby-Doo's mystery. This theory suggests that Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, takes place during the Vietnam War, and the gang consists of young adults who are dodging the draft by traveling across the country in their van. Fred is the classic all-American, clean-cut guy who would have likely been expected to serve in the military. Instead, he leads the gang, driving from town to town to avoid enlistment. Shaggy is a stereotypical hippie, embracing the counterculture movement of the late 1960s, known for its strong anti-war stance. His long hair, laid-back personality, and constant need for snacks often linked to cannabis use fit the profile of someone avoiding military service. Velma is the intelligent one, possibly a college student, which at the time could have been a way to defer from the draft. Daphne comes from a wealthy background, and her family may have had the connections to keep her out of the war effort. Scooby-Doo is, well, a dog, but his role in the gang could be symbolic of how they were all just trying to stay safe and avoid the dangers of the real world. The reason they keep encountering criminals in abandoned places might reflect post-war economic struggles where people resort to crime in hard times. This theory gives the show a darker undertone, making the Mystery Machine more than just a fun road trip. It's their escape from war. Popeye's spinach is actually a drug. Popeye's massive strength after eating spinach has led some fans to believe that his power boost isn't from vegetables, it's a metaphor for drug use, possibly steroids or amphetamines. Spinach works instantly the second Popeye eats it. His muscles grow, his strength skyrockets, and he becomes nearly invincible. This is more similar to how performance-enhancing drugs work than actual spinach. During World War II, soldiers were given amphetamines to boost performance, and Popeye, created in the 1930s, may have been influenced by this. Popeye becomes overconfident and aggressive after taking spinach, a common side effect of certain stimulants. Spinach could represent an addiction. He relies on it to solve every problem, and without it, he's much weaker. While spinach was promoted as a healthy food for kids, this theory suggests that it's a hidden metaphor for the dangers of drug dependence. Phineas is dead and Candace imagines everything. This disturbing theory suggests that Phineas and Ferb already dead when he was young, and Candace, unable to cope with the loss, imagines all of his wild inventions and adventures with Ferb. Phineas's projects are always gone before their mom arrives. If Phineas and Ferb were truly building roller coasters, giant robots, and time machines in their backyard, their mom would have caught them at least once. Instead, whenever she arrives, nothing is there because it never existed. Candace is obsessed with busting Phineas and Ferb. She isn't actually trying to get them in trouble. She's trying to convince herself and her mom that they're real. But her mom never sees it, reinforcing the idea that it's all in Candace's imagination. Dr. Doofenshmirtz's inventions also disappear. Just like Phineas and Ferb's projects, Doofenshmirtz's machines vanish or explode at the end of every episode. This could suggest that Perry's secret agent world is also part of Candace's delusions. The show's theme song asks, "There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it." What if this means Candace is remembering a time before Phineas died, and summer represents the period she wishes she could go back to? A darker version of this theory claims Candace's mother ignores her stories because she knows Phineas is dead and doesn't want to upset her. Ben 10's Omnitrix was created to enslave humanity. The Omnitrix wasn't meant to be a gift but a trap. Some fans believe the watch was actually designed to control and enslave the wearer, making Ben an unwitting pawn in a larger alien scheme. The Omnitrix refuses to come off. The moment Ben puts it on, it locks onto his wrist and won't let go, no matter how hard he tries. If it were truly a tool for good, why wouldn't it allow the user to remove it? Ben doesn't control it, the Omnitrix controls him. Throughout the series, the Omnitrix frequently malfunctions, transforming him into the wrong alien or preventing him from switching forms when he needs to. What if this isn't a glitch but a built-in feature to manipulate the user? The Omnitrix's creator, Azimuth, is suspicious. Azimuth claims he built the Omnitrix as a tool for peace, but he never seems to fully trust Ben with it. Could it be because he knows the device was originally meant to control its user? Ben's personality starts changing over time. As Ben uses the Omnitrix, he becomes more confident but also more aggressive and reckless. What if the Omnitrix subtly influences his mind, making him more dependent on its power? This theory suggests that the Omnitrix was never meant to be a superhero's tool, but an alien weapon designed to enslave its wearer. Ben just got lucky and managed to use it for good for now. Kim Possible and Shego are clones of the same person. This theory suggests that Kim Possible and Shego aren't just rivals, they're actually genetic clones from the same experiment. Shego, the older and more rebellious version, was the first attempt, but when she turned evil, scientists created Kim as a perfected version to counter her. Their identical fighting abilities, agility, and reflexes make sense that they were created from the same DNA. Dr. Draken, Shigo's boss, may have been involved in the original cloning experiment, which explains why he never questions Shigo's origins. Their rivalry isn't just hero versus villain, it's two versions of the same person battling for dominance. If true, this would mean Kim isn't just a teenage hero, she's the result of a genetic experiment to create the ultimate warrior. The Loud House kids all have different fathers. The Loud family has 11 children, but unlike most large families, the siblings look strikingly different from one another. This theory suggests that each child has a different father, and Rita Loud, the mom, kept it a secret while raising them together. The biggest clue is their varied hair colors, eye shapes, and personalities, which don't always match either parent. Len, their father, often seems nervous and insecure, possibly because he knows the truth but chooses to raise them as his own. The reason we never see flashbacks of their births or Len Sr. talking about their early years could be because he wasn't there for all of them. If this theory is true, The Loud House isn't just a wacky cartoon about siblings, it's about a man trying to keep his family together despite knowing a secret that could tear them apart.